I could try finding out for myself if friendly lobbies with both PvE and PvP are truly possible, but as some of you have stated, what's the point when the game doesn't know how to balance what it's trying to be? Arc Raiders is at its best as a social game where people work together, fight for fun, or mess around with creative ideas. The loot simulator aspect can be fun, but only when it continues to progress further and further. Right now, there is a stopping point with a continuous cycle of fighting the same arcs over and over again. We've all had mixed experiences with Arc Raiders, which is why we all share different opinions. One game you can have a pickaxe tournament or fight arc together with 10 people. And the next, you can get instant knocked by a bobcat or be called a rat for no reason just to die to people teaming in solos. The term rat is misused all the time. The arc are way too strong in PvP matches. Maybe they should only be weaker in PvP lobbies. That is something that could be explored possibly. The game still needs a lot of work. There should be a matchmaking change that goes beyond just a scale system, maybe gear based, or a system that pairs you with players with a similar amount of raider knocks. Then maybe we'd have fairer matches and possibly have that 50-50 balance again. Matchmaking needs to create an experience where fear remains a huge factor. Each match invites a challenge, you expect the unexpected, have moments with people, and don't lose the urge to play due to losing items. I've spent so much time getting enough material or money to acquire items for completing challenges and projects just to lose it all in less than 3 minutes before I'm able to make progress towards them. Progressing takes forever and the time limit to progress is way too short in projects and especially expeditions. Now that skill points aren't a reward for expeditions and the reset makes you do the same stuff all over again, what is the point? My first 200 hours of Arc Raiders was a blast. I love the gameplay and environment. I love the experiences I've had on the game. I am happy I got to experience it in multiple facets, but this 100,000 damage goal for the expedition has absolutely ruined me over the last few days, and even though I had 1 or 2 good moments during my attempt to complete it, most of my time was sufferable. I feel like I've just played Arc Raiders enough at this point. Arc Raiders hasn't technically changed since launch, but the matchmaking systems have, for the better or for the worse depending on the person, and the players haven't received what they've been asking for. There is an issue at Arc Raiders core that's impacted the game, greatly changing it continuously. The players are the ones who really changed the game. It's just escalated to PvE players not having much to do after they progressed, and PvP players not having anything to work towards. So it's a mixed bag of everyone not knowing the right way to play the game, and Embark's vision for the game encourages that because they say every raider has their own story, which is true, but the progression system encourages different playstyles. Embark has failed to provide a healthy long-term goal. The only thing left that you can do that can be very different from game to game is the players you run into. Arc Raiders at its core is a game about communicating with others, and in PvP lobbies, people either don't talk or say awful things to you, which can sometimes be entertaining when playing with friends. However, playing solo has gotten very boring. The fear factor, the reason I bought into this game to experience, is gone. As I've said in my previous videos on Arc Raiders, I love the gameplay. I love the way the game feels. This is one of the best multiplayer games I've ever played, but I think I am fed up with Arc Raiders after the lack of progression changes. I've already done all the progression, and now all there is left to do is reset your account and do it all over again from scratch. I've had comments saying that they've had very different experiences from me, and everyone's playing the game differently, which is great. I just wish there was a similar goal across everyone's playthroughs, other than work towards expedition, work towards your projects. After that, what is there to do? I don't know. I was going through a bunch of comments and replying to a bunch of people on my videos. Thank you so much for all the support. I read through a bunch of people's ideas, and a lot of you suggested a PvE only mode. One of my ideas was having different areas of the map have like PvP spots. So that way, like let's say you're playing Matriarch, that whole area is PvE, but if you go to try to extract, then you have to risk losing your stuff to a player. But then there would have to be some visual indication on the map, and I don't know if that would like in the immersion of the game or not. I think the best thing Arc Raiders can do to test its matchmaking and test new mechanics, throw it out there in the game and see if it sticks. It's okay to experiment with your game and see what works and what doesn't. Many games have done it before. And by the way, Arc Raiders does not have to be some like new Fortnite or new like the biggest live service or anything. It does not need to be that. Like all games, it's okay to switch. It's okay to do something new. I shouldn't have spent the amount of time I spent on Arc Raiders, but I did because I enjoyed it. There was a reason I did it. I got addicted and I had fun doing it. But I'm gonna start playing other games now, and I'm excited to do that. As most of you have commented, y'all are done with Arc Raiders too, so I'd love to know what games you're interested in playing now. I'd be happy to make videos on them. I have a gaming channel now. If you'd like to support it, check it out. I'd like to talk about video games on my main channel, InspiredFool. Thank you all for listening to my TED Talk, and I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.